walkthrough, playthrough, review, anything like that. It's just me playing the game badly so you can see what it looks like. Right, we're on to some classic stuff here. This is Missile Command on the Atari 8-bit. Thanks to Mark, UK Retro Games, for lending me this. How do we start? By pressing start. Cool. Oh yeah. This is one of those games that will never be quite right without a trackball, but it's still pretty damn good. Interestingly, this is taking the Atari 2600 design aspect thingy, solution, whatever you want to call it, in just having the missiles come from one central base rather than three bases. And that does make sense given that you've only got one fire button and you would need three fire buttons to choose which of the three bases to fire from. So I should probably shut up about that because it wasn't by any means a clever point to make. But it's just a bloody awesome game. And what was it? It was Terminator 2, where this was seen in the cinema, whatever, DVD, VHS, and probably Blu-ray by now as well, where old young John Connor's friend is playing it. But I played this in the arcades. It was one of my favourite games of the time. It just kicks ass. It looks primitive now, but it didn't then. It was advanced. When your choices were this or Space Invaders, this really, though it's not such a classic in the way that Space Invaders is, at the time when you'd been playing Space Invaders to death and were getting just a little bit bored of it, this was a breath of fresh air. And it was on just about every home system you could think of. I had friends with Spectrums and we played it on there, and there are like a billion clones of this game, assorted different names. This reminds me actually, I was watching on, what the hell channel was I watching? Oh no, No Bullets. Oh, good, got some. I think it must have been National Geographic, but anyway. It was a documentary about atomic bombs and the development of atomic bombs and blah blah blah, and it spoke about that American one that came out like about 3 times bigger than they were expecting, and then they showed that Russian Tsar bomb, the king of bombs. Oh! And it was just unbelievable, you know. You see pictures of atomic bombs and you're like maybe 20, 30 miles away and they're a pretty mushroom cloud in the sky, like mushrooms, I won't say mushroom sized, but you know. And then they showed this Tsar bomb and they're in a town like 100 miles away and it's filling the whole sky. Absolutely incredible and completely terrifying. And they made it half the size that they could have, just as a matter of principle, because it would have been, kind of overkill to make it bigger. And most, or a lot of the blasts would have just gone out into space anyway, because it would have exceeded the height of the atmosphere. But it was gobsmacking. I mean, I'd heard of that bomb before, but never really grasped how big it was. I'm going to die. Duck and cover. Put your walls up against, put your doors up against your walls. Lean them at a 45-degree angle, and you'll be just fine. Sellotape your windows. Maybe put a bit of whitewash on them for good measure. No problem. That will protect you from the blast, or at least give you something to think about before you're vaporized. Oh. There we go. Die, die, die. I will have my revenge. Briefly. Oh dear. It sounded like R2-D2 having a fit. Oh, I've got a city back. Cool. It won't last. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. There they go. They're all dead. Everybody's been vaporized. Poor old Aunt Gladys. She was just baking her cake and suddenly found it slightly overcooked. It's tragic. She made great cakes. Yeah. Awesome game. Missile Command, Atari, 8-bit. Thanks to Mark for lending me this. Thank you for watching. I'm just going to go and blow up a few countries or something.